I am Attila Nemeth, a partner of the Metabond distribution network. Please view the show on a machine. I can illustrate the metal surface finish anti-friction product on this test machine. A 250-watt electric engine drives a bearing exterior by means of a V-belt, and I will clamp a bearing roll onto this bearing exterior by means of a small device. First, in a dry condition, without lubricants. Then, oil is filled into an oil pan to lubricate the parts. In the third step, Metabond is filled into the oil. The test results will be shown on the ammeter. For instance, that friction requires extra energy, and the dynamometer will show the number of units when the parts are damaged. So let's see the dry test in the first step. After 2.5 units are part fused, the part is visibly burnt. During friction, a temperature of 1500 degrees develops in the case of metals, and metal parts are fused, and particles are broken by them from each other. Particles missing here have been accumulated on the bearing exterior, which I am going to polish off. I turn the roll a bit to make sure identical circumstances are provided for the test. Fresh oil of good quality is filled into the oil pan. This will provide sufficient lubrication for the parts under the relevant operating conditions. The lubricant enters between the surfaces. The lubricant is burnt. Parts are damaged after 5 units. The lubricant is displaced from between the surfaces. The abrasion mark has become smaller and better under a higher load. For example, the friction heat was absorbed by the lubricant, and the abraded particles are taken by the oil flow, enabling the parts to properly operate. I am turning the roll a bit again for the next test. We can see that Metabond is perfect also for new equipment. Naturally, I clean the bearing exterior again. The Metabond metal surface finish material must be added to the fresh oil. One flask contains a dosage sufficient for the finishing of 1 car. I add a few drops to the lubricant. Metabond blends well with the lubricant, and the lubricant forwards it to the friction surfaces, where friction pressure and heat develop. And, as a catalyst, it leads to the chemical metal surface finish. We shall find that our vehicles become quiet, and this change will be heard after 30 to 600 miles. Our device got damaged after 5 units in the case of normal lubrication. We can see that Metabond metal surface finish provides ideal circumstances for the lubricant. Current drain does not increase even under double loading, so now we can save energy. With the use of Metabond, the lifetime of our machines can be 2 or 3 times. The result of 15 units means a triple lifetime increase. Our machines treated with Metabond operate properly also under extreme operating conditions. Cold start is an extreme operating condition in the case of vehicles. Based on car factory measurements, we can state that a cold start equals abrasion in hot operation on 62 to 93 miles, which means that if the car engine is started on 1,000 occasions, the abrasion value of the parts is at least 62,000 miles, which is naturally not indicated on the speedometer. I can show you a broken oil pan where lubrication by oil flow did not take place at all. With normal lubrication, our machine shows damages after just 5 units. Now we can see that it operates silently and finely. And now, let's see the abrasion mark that results from the metal surface finish under multiple overloading. A very smooth, bright, small dot is seen. The very smooth and very hard surface offers ideal conditions for the lubricant, so it is able to separate the parts moving on each other and to use its lubricating properties. Let's see the abrasion marks, one after the other. In the first test dry, burnt abrasion mark is rough. There is a deep pit. Higher loading, smaller and finer abrasion mark in the case of normal oil lubrication. Extreme overloading, a significantly smaller abrasion mark is experienced on surface treated with Metabond in an oil-deficient environment. Thanks for your attention. If you are interested in trying our products, please feel free to contact the person who gave you this film.